Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of El Supercast. With me today is Captain Cliff from The Ring Is Chosen. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing quite well. So we got one bitch-ass of a movie to talk about, and by bitch-ass, I mean great. Justice League, Gods and Monsters.
Oh, my goodness. I freaking love that. Love that.
First of all, I want to say spoiler warning 1,000%.
Yeah, I guess.
Because we're going to dive right into it. First of all, I want to say that the only point I disagree with is Darkseid dying so easily.
It's an alternate universe.
That was my one pet peeve that I had with the movie. I thought, when I saw him... go ahead.
I sensed it a little bit, I'm like, man, why would they not include a scene where he tries to use the Omega? And all I could come up with is, this is an alternate universe, and maybe in this alternate universe, Darkseid is the lesser douche.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I mean, who the hell would think that Darkseid would be the lesser douche ever? That's a big spoiler too.
Yep.
And notice how they saved her story for last, and her story was awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, her story was great. I mean, the Batman one was,
the Batman one was actually the weaker one, even though his story was the movie.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's okay that his origin was a little weaker. His story was the movie,
Mm-hmm. And now Superman.
Yes, son of John.
I told my friend, what the hell? Superman's Latin? When I picked up the DVD.
Yeah.
and I was like, son of a bitch, he is Latin.
I was happy for it. I thought it was a nice twist. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice all the other DC characters that were getting killed off throughout the movie?
Yes. They just couldn't find enough characters to be killed off the movie.
I know, right? Well, obviously there are some that are unexplored, which would be great. They might make a sequel, fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm. They might. I wouldn't mind,
I wouldn't either.
Well, I enjoyed the Superman twist. I thought that was just fine.
I pretty much enjoyed every twist, and I even thought they gave us a pretty neat villain too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was like, all right.
But I think
I'm dancing around too many spoilers because anyone who listens to this, I don't want, I want to ease in before I go deep, but
you want to ease in.
But yes, their Wonder Woman really was my favorite part. It really was.
I'm hoping that. Okay, what did you think of Lex Luthor?
I thought Lex was great. And the fact that Lex was really, really one of the heroes of the story, I thought was awesome.
Yeah.
I was down.
I'm like they kept killing all these people left and right.
And of course, Lex is smart enough to be like, "Oh hell no, this is not going to happen to me."
Yep. Oh man.
Yeah, when those creatures were attacking, and essentially it turned out to be the Metal Men, I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, I should have known the metal.
Yeah.
Yep. Everything.
For me, it was awesome. I enjoyed every part of it. I only had one problem, and that was, Darkseid dying so easily. But it is an alternate universe, and I was like, okay, I can live with that. Though one thing that really caught my eye was the preview for Batman Bad Blood.
Yes, featuring Batwoman.
Yes. That's something different, and I'm hoping that that one is good too.
I'm sure it'll be good, and I'm sure she'll be in full lesbian mode.
Well, probably.
Because, it's about time that they kind of, embrace that, knowing that the audience, that they do have that audience there.
Mm-hmm.
Her book still sells well, so, it's...
Yeah. So what was your favorite part of the movie? What part really stood out for you as like, yes, the yes moment?
Okay. The yes moment. I mean, for me, first of all, Becca's origin was great. I really loved it. I mean, it was a showstopper for me. Then the remaining scientists being killed at Magnus's home, and then Superman and Wonder Woman eventually showing up. I'm like, really? Come on. I was like so pissed that Batman didn't just say, yo, I'm at this guy's house. I think he might be under attack. You should come, Because if they had been there sooner, probably no one would have died. But nope, he waited, and like everything was fun. But the scene was awesome with all of them putting all their might into it to beat the crap out of these machines.
Yes.
And then they have one survivor that they take home to their base. And little do they know.
Oh, yeah.
It's a traitor in their midst.
I thought it was nice that Lex Luthor gave the, I guess the computer chip or the computer matrix to Superman.
Yeah, the computer find. The Kryptonian data.
Yeah. I thought that was a neat gesture. I was like, oh, you know how things get lost in bureaucracy.
Yeah. What was really interesting is how his chair looked like the Mobius chair, and how he took off Wonder Woman to head off to New Genesis to go, solve things.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, all in all, it was a good movie. And I enjoyed this Superman raised by migrant workers.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was neat. I thought it was a good twist on stuff. Any final thoughts for you?
Well, I say that for those who enjoy alternate stories, it's not an expensive DVD. It's worth checking out. And
I do love it. Well, I personally love an alternate story. I just hope this one doesn't get overshadowed by all the Batman movies coming out, because Batman tends to sell more and be the most popular.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought this, and again, technically it is a Batman film, just not the Batman you were expecting.
Yeah,
it's Batman.
Yeah.
Which I did think was really cool that it was Kirk Langstrom.
I enjoyed the art style. I thought it was nice.
The what?
The art style of the whole DVD.
Oh, it was good. It was Batman the Animated Series-esque.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Justice League Unlimited-esque, but it was a little more stylized. Maybe I'm not using the right words because I am tired.
So,
I was in your neck of the woods.
Yes, you were. And you didn't drop by to see me, dagnabbit. What the hell?
Yeah, I was a little busy. So, I'm going to just call it by its new name just to end confusion. So, I was at Terrificon, okay?
Wait a minute, that's what they're calling it now?
That is now what they're calling it because, not to get it confused with any other show, this, that, the other thing. So now it's just going to be Terrificon.
Really?
That's the new official name. It was formerly the Connecticut Comic Con with 2 N's. And,
2 N's, yep.
Yeah, and I don't know what other Connecticut Con there is, and then there's Hartford Con, and at least Hartford Con, Hartford.
Yes.
So yeah, to help differentiate, they're like, it'll be Terrificon. That's what we're calling it. Done. I don't believe that's the official story. That's the assumption I'm making based on the conversations I had with other attendees. So that's my 2 cents on that. But it's okay. I don't mind calling it Terrificon. Every time I look at the name, I just picture that Tony the Tiger is presenting it.
Yeah, Tony the Tiger. Yes.
Hold on a second.
All right.
I got it. Okay. I'm trying to mute the phone here. So anyhow, it was at the Mohegan Sun Casino and Resorts. And a friend of my mom's is one of their club members. So he got 2 rooms for me comped. So that was very nice. So I was able to go with 4 of my friends, and we had adjoining rooms. And it's really beautiful. I think there's 4 waterfalls I counted, maybe more. But when you arrive, as you go down the stairs in the main hall, and then you're then at escalators, and then there's a little waterfall right there at the staircase that goes all the way down. This glass tree where people toss coins in to make wishes, and then there's the bar, the Todd English bar, not bar, but restaurant and bar, Todd English's place called Tuscany, and then this big waterfall is right there, and it's the centerpiece of the whole lobby and everything. And their menu had me salivating, and I wish I could have afforded to eat there this trip, but no way. But it looked magnificent, and everywhere you went, the food smelled really great. There was no disappointments there. The con was cool. Some of the cosplayers were complaining that the competition wasn't, well organized enough, but
I see.
I think that's a work in progress, and hopefully, it doesn't leave a bad taste in everyone's mouth, because it looked like everybody was having fun anyway. There were some great guests. Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman. The guys from Comic Book Men. John Wesley Shipp, who was the original Flash on CBS, who is currently playing the father to Barry Allen on The Flash on the CW, and he was delightful. I got to tell him that I was following him since Guiding Light, and through The Flash, and through...
Guiding Light, yes.
Yeah, and All My Children and Loving, and Dawson's Creek. I named everything he's ever done ever, and he's like, wow, and I'm like, yes! I was like, you're the best, man,
It's like me with oh jeez, I don't remember his name, but Q from Star Trek. I'm like, dude, I remember you from the soap operas. You're awesome.
Yeah, he's really cool. There was an actress there from Deep Space Nine, but I never connected with that portion there. Ming was hilarious. It was great because
Ming is funny.
My friends were dressed as Booster Gold and Blue Beetle, and he kept yelling out to them, and he even recognized them out of costume. And they've seen him at other shows, so now this is like a regular thing where he's yelling at them. Friday night when we're walking around trying to get to Michael Jordan's sports bar, we run into him, and I'm like, are you stalking my friends? And he's like, yeah, Booster Gold, Blue Beetle. And I'm like, join us for dinner. It's our friend's birthday. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. And I forgot Saturday night was the Comic Book Men poker tournament. So I'm pretty sure that's where he was going. At 2 o'clock in the morning, we were done playing deck builder in my room, and my friend Seth went down to explore the convention center, in which he runs into a drunk Ming who says hello to him again and strikes up a conversation with him. So I'm imagining Ming did the poker tournament, got a little toasted, got knocked out of the tournament. I heard it was $100 buy-in, and I heard whether you won the tournament or not, if you were the player that, got Ming to the tournament, by going all in and losing. If you're a player that got Ming knocked out, there's a special prize for you.
So how good did you do?
But again, this is what I'm assuming happened, but I do have some details, and that was funny. I was mentioning Michael Jordan. Okay, so Michael Jordan has 3 restaurants there. He has the Michael Jordan Steakhouse.
Really? 3 restaurants?
Yeah, the Michael Jordan Steakhouse, which I had actually been to previously with my mom and her friend on a day trip, not as it gets to the hotel, and he paid for everything with his casino points. And the steak I had there was a $50 steak, but it was super freaking delicious, So, I mean, yes, if I could afford to, I would gladly have the $57 steak again because it was freaking awesome. I'm going to talk about restaurants for a little bit. I hope nobody minds.
Yeah, that's fine.
So then he has the sports bar where we ate, and we all had burgers and wings, essentially, and it was very good. No complaints. The service was great. It was a girl named Trina. She was wonderful, and I had gotten up to go to the bathroom. And what's really funny is my friend Dave, who knows me very well for years, he's like, I have never seen Cliff leave the table. And this was the discussion we had after the fact. He goes, I've never seen Cliff leave the table in the middle of eating a meal. He's like, I have watched him down food before he goes to the bathroom. He goes, and most times he will not go to the bathroom in public. He will wait till he's somewhere where he's comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So that was funny. When I got to use the bathroom, I waited patiently to eyeball my waitress at another table. As soon as she was done with the table, she turned to me. I asked her about the bathroom, and then I said, oh, and while I have you, keep pretending that you're telling me about the bathroom. She goes, uh-huh. I said, my friend over there in the tie, it's his birthday, bring him the chocolate cake. And I was like, and give me his bill when we decide to split bills. Mm-hmm. She's like, okay, great. She goes, yep, and follow that hallway and blah, 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 and you're all set. And so that was awesome. So I came back to the table. Again, my friend Seth leans over to me, and he's like, you glorious bastard. He's like, I watched exactly what you did, and no one had a freaking clue as to what you were doing. So the only people who witnessed what I was doing and had a clue were this one who had his eyes on me because he was wondering how I was going to get the cake and everything to happen when we had only decided to go to this restaurant 35 minutes earlier, and we were never apart from each other.
Yeah.
And, oh man, I got so many stories now that I think about it. This is going to get bad. And then he just thought it was great. And then sure enough, everything worked out. The other thing is, I don't know if you know, there's a whole thing with the birthday song, and some places don't like to sing it because...
Yeah, because of the copyright.
Yeah, because of the copyright, whatever. So she's very nice. She brought the cake with the candle, extra plates, but she did not sing. We did the singing. She just placed everything on the table and made it all look pretty, but that was it. But I appreciated her, and I did leave her a decent tip, because really, that was really cool, and she took care of everything for me. There's so much that happened. One thing I got to recommend, now that I know cosplayers a little bit better, yeah. You know what? To cover your junk, boys out there listening, men listening, there's something called a dancer's belt. Go buy it and put it on under your stretchies. So that way, everyone who's walking by isn't checking out your twig and berries.
Man.
Or your veiny uncut cock. Because
that is fan-freaking-tastic.
It is not cool when there are children around and those freaking things are on full display. I don't enjoy checking it out, guys. But I'm just letting you know, at a certain point, it's just not cool. Get your belt.
Yes, that I agree with you. And thankfully, none of my cosplays have to deal with that nonsense.
No, but I mean, a lot do, and it is what it is. But I just wanted to say that. The other thing that, so the people at the hotel were very nice, and most of the restaurants were exceptionally accommodating that it was Comic-Con. Particularly, now of course this is all one big structured building, so please, when I mention everything, don't picture like we left the facility at any point. All these things are in one facility. So outside of the convention center is Michael Jordan's Sol Toro. And Sol Toro is a Mexican restaurant tequila bar by Michael Jordan. That shit was delicious. Delicious.
All right, we got about 4 minutes left. So
okay, I'll finish up with Sol Toro. So all the places near the actual convention center of the building, all of them were encouraging their staff to wear superhero stuff for the weekend, right?
Really?
Yeah, the manager at Tequila Bar was actually dressed as the Riddler all weekend. One of the girls had a full Captain America jumpsuit, and one guy had one as spare. The bartender was wearing a Punisher shirt, and the drink guns that actually look like a gun.
Yes.
So he was using those.
Nice.
So he's the Punisher, and that was great. Over at I'll get to Johnny D's quickly when we come back. But anyhow, so Toro was great. We sat down. I was sitting with my friend Dave. I'm like, look, Dave is Mexican and he's from Puebla. This better be great. And she goes, oh, all the guys in the kitchen are Mexican. She's like, I'll tell them. Yo, the food was delicious, but my God, it burned me like not really, like that's the point where I couldn't enjoy it. But when it was coming out later, it burned me like if I had gone to Mexico myself.
All right, what kind of a Latin are you, man? What's the matter with you?
If you remember correctly, Caribbean food from Puerto Rico and Cuba and Dominican Republic are not as spicy as things from South America.
Yeah. But still, man, you should have had some resistance.
I have some resistance, which is why it didn't burn coming down. It only burned going out. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the sports bar. I enjoyed that place. They weren't the cheapest places to eat, of course, but they were reasonable and the food was good and you were full, and that's a high score for me. You know, my main dish at Sol Toro was the enchilada platter, and you could go either cheese or chicken, or it was like cheese and then like $2 more chicken, $2 more beef, or I think for somewhere in the middle, you get one of each. So we both did one of each, and we loved it. You know, even the cheese one was just amazing. And the majority of cheese that they used on everything was Chihuahua cheese from Chihuahua, Mexico, also the home of the Chihuahua dog. Okay.
Yep.
Where it originated, because there are Chihuahuas in that are bred in Puerto Rico that are different. But again, they originally came from Mexico, so suck it, people. But it was delicious. It was really good, and I was very, very pleased with that food-wise.
You were at Chalupa and Chihuahua and all that good
was
stuff.
Great. The first night we wanted something quick and fairly inexpensive. We had Johnny Rockets. The girl who served us was done up as Wednesday Addams, and her nameplate even said Wednesday Addams. We never got her real name.
Oh, man.
There was this big buff dude with a Batman face mask and a Batman T-shirt, and then he said, and beautiful blue eyes and blonde hair. So I was just drooling. And he was talking about how he was really going to go nuts with his Superman outfit. So the next day, he was big, blonde, blue-eyed Superman, and I was like, oh, man, I want to have some, like, deep Kryptonian Aryan sex. Sorry, you don't want to hear that from me, some of you. But yeah, he was just amazing. But I didn't eat there. I just went by just to check him out. Oh man, there was freaking Game of Thrones. His name is not Peter Dinklage, the actual character in the show, Peter Baelish, right?
Okay.
So there's this guy cosplaying as him. And the outfit's great, but I couldn't recognize it because there's so much of him that he physically actually looks like Stephen Strange, Doctor Strange, this guy. So I stopped him and talked to him. I said, dude, you should definitely consider some Doctor Strange cosplay because you have that look. In the meantime, I'm so nervous because I'm super attracted to this guy, right? And full attention, I didn't take advantage of it. I dismissed myself, and he was very nice. And I'm like, did I miss out on something? But he was so hot. I mean, he was hot. I can't wait to see him again. I don't know how I'm ever going to find him, but he was hot. And I'm never going to forget another Game of Thrones character so long as he's still hot. But, right. quite a few of my stories revolve around cosplay because most of my friends are cosplayers. But it's great because a lot of them were like, harassing, jovially harassing Kevin Conroy. So there were lots of great interactions. One of them, Drew, was there as Batman Beyond Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
And he does an amazing impersonation of Batman the Animated Series Bruce Wayne. So he did it for Kevin Conroy, and Kevin Conroy was like, "That's amazing, dude." He's like, "I love it." So I thought that was everybody was gushing, us because this guy we know was gushing, and he's gushing because Kevin Conroy himself told him it was really good. The guy from Goonies was very nice. We spoke to him briefly. I spoke to him briefly. I mean, in the comings and goings, not at the table. And I wish I had, because I feel bad, because one of my coworkers, her daughter loves the Goonies, But then, I don't know, her daughter still pictures him as as the little kid from Goonies.
Yes.
I don't know how she would have felt if I was like, look, here's me with pictures of him all grown up. There was, anyhow, a lot of it was cool. Oh, right. So the people at the casino. So the normal casino attendees, a lot of them were older and rude. Some of them were cool. Some of them just asked polite questions. Some of them even just wanted to take pictures because they thought it was cool, or they even recognized characters, which was very nice. But some of them were straight up rude. When we had gone Saturday night to get dinner, our friend Robert is dressed as the Atom, and he's standing in front of the door of the steakhouse, which is right next to the sports cafe where we ate. The steakhouse also being Michael Jordan's. And this drunk douche comes out and is like, "Oh, I got him," and wraps his arms around him and starts shaking him like he's fucking Gorilla Grodd or something, grabbing the Atom. So I was upset about it, but he let him go, and he's like, "Oh, have a good night, man, rah, rah, rah," right? And then the guy who was trying to take a photo took his photo, whatever. And, my friend dismissed it, but still, I didn't think that was right. I did not care for that. So I was already a little riled up. When we sat down for Kevin's birthday, this girl, Sarah, was coming, and she's all done up as Mara. She does an awesome Mara. She even has the freaking Aquaman trident, so I love it. And she's a cool girl. And I guess it was also her birthday weekend, but Saturday was not her actual birthday, but it was actually Kevin's. So she came by just to, say hello and happy birthday, and then go and meet her friends, who had different plans for her because it was her birthday weekend. But when she came in, there was this table of dudes with a young man, okay, who I would say was no more than about 12, 14 tops. But still, I don't think you should set this kind of example for a young man. These guys were hooting and hollering at her and saying a bunch of stuff, and one guy was sitting there not shutting up, and Robert, who's bringing her in, is telling them to shut up, and they completely dismissed him. I went from chatty, talkative Cliff at my table to I'm going to pounce and I'm going to pulverize somebody in the skull Cliff, Yeah. But again, they came through. She was fine. Nothing happened. The guy eventually shut up once she sat down at our table. But, I mean, that was really aggravating, and I just didn't enjoy what I found to be a certain level of disrespect for, the cosplayers while we were there, And I'm not saying this like every cosplayer is a saint or anything, but, I'm like, no. No. She didn't ask for that. She came to wish her friend a happy birthday. It's like she didn't ask for, you to comment on her jumpsuit attire, in filthy detail. Which I don't remember everything he said, but I know one thing was filthy enough to get me enraged. But the casino themselves, they were very nice. As long as you did not enter one of the zones that actually constitutes gambling, they didn't even bother you about your mask. Now, if you crossed that threshold where there was money being spent, you know damn well you were bothered about wearing your mask. But outside of that, they were totally cool. Totally cool.
Well, that's good, because I was concerned, how the hell is this going to work? A bunch of gamblers and cosplayers at the same area? That's not a good scenario.
Most of it, like I said, most of it was fine. I just really didn't appreciate that there was always that handful of people throughout the weekend that either were just nasty or exceptionally disrespectful. But it wasn't enough to be a downer and bring our whole weekend down. It's an observation. I didn't care for it. I would still recommend this content to anybody. It's just that, it's just one of those things where, I would hope that, as we're being a little more accepted, our geekiness is being more accepted in society. It's kind of one of those, I would have loved it if everybody was just like, they're just here for comic book convention and just kept going about their business rather than buffoonery, There was a cool, by the way, so they have their own little strip mall there too, and it's really nice. And one store actually had normal prices, and it was filled with geek stuff,
Really?
Yeah, filled. And there was DVDs and Blu-rays and toys galore, and they even ordered directly from Diamond too, because we found Diamond boxes. And
nice.
But they also had a lot of specialty memorabilia. Like there was a Constantine plaque that was signed by the actor, what's his name, Matt Ryan, right? It's signed by him. That was $250. There was a giant Man of Steel placard, signed by Henry Cavill and Amy Adams, and I don't remember how much that was. It was just way too expensive for my blood. But yeah, it was just a cool store. They had cool stuff, and people from the convention were absolutely loving hanging out in there, which was good because even though people couldn't afford everything, they still grabbed little knickknacks. Like there was a Wonder Woman perfume and a Raphael cologne, and there was still little things that people were like, yeah, this is cool. And those little miniature bobblehead, not bobblehead, but you know what I mean? The chibi, is chibi the right word? Small, small, big-headed toy.
I think that's the right word.
I think it's the right word. But yeah, there was those things of Robotech and Gundam and one other franchise that's similar to both of them. But those things were there, and they were $11.99, which is normal, regular price, not jacked up. And but yeah, people were like, "Oh, this is cool! There's stuff here."
Mm-hmm.
So that was really nice. Oh man, I think the name was Spin or something, but it was cool. My personal adventures, I finally got to have real one-on-one meet time with Jose Garcia Lopez. Unfortunately, I never got on his commission list because it was always full. On Saturday, I was the 5th person in his line. And by the time I got to him, he told me, I'm sorry, it's just I have too many people. I'm like, no, I saw you yesterday. So he felt really bad. And I had bought his sketchbook, right, for $20.
Yes.
And he was charging $40 if you wanted to sketch in the book. And he's like, I'm not going to charge you anything because, for 2 days you wanted something from me. And so he just went and sketched Batman in the book for me and gave it to me. And I was just like, oh my God! I'm like, oh, I love you so much. I was like, lo agradezco. Oh! And he was like, so we had our little exchange in Spanish, and I was super excited. I was like, I love Jose Garcia Lopez.
Mm-hmm.
Phil Jimenez couldn't make it because of the accident on I-95. They ended up shutting down the train, and they told everyone in New York, they told everyone in the station, either you can get off now or just wait for 4 hours before we get moving. So there's no way he was going to make it in time, and that was devastating. But Tom Rainey was there, who I love and adore, and he did a Captain Marvel head sketch for me on one of my Blank Avenger covers. And Dan Parent of Archie Comics was there, and I had him sign both of my covers for each of Kevin Keller #1 and #2. And then I had a blank Storm cover, and I went with my little game that I do with artists because I figure if they're inspired, they're going to do an awesome job. So I said to him, I was like, do you like the X-Men? He goes, yeah. I was like, who's your favorite? He's like, oh, I really like Storm. I'm like, I love Storm. Keep going. And he's like, well, what do you want me to draw? And I was like, well, tell me what we got. He's like, well, for 30, I'll just do a headshot. It's like 60, I'll give you a full bust. So I'm like, I trust you. Let's go full bust, detail and whatever.
Yeah.
So anyhow, we do our negotiation, whatever, and he's like, well, do you want Archie Storm or regular Storm or my Storm? I'm like, I want your Storm. And he goes, well, does that mean big hair or a mohawk? I'm like, what does it mean to you? He goes, a mohawk. I was like, it sounds awesome. Just do it. Just do it. So the next day I come to pick it up. It's a full bust of Storm. She looks like a hybrid of an Archie character Storm and Ultimate X-Men Storm with the mohawk. So I'll try to put a picture of it up online later this week so everybody gets it. And it was color.
Nice.
He
very nice.
So I was just like, oh my God! You know, and he told me that was the last one he had worked on the last one he had worked on Friday night. And they had so much fun doing it. And I was like, that's the point. That's the point. So super happy with that.
Well, it sounds like you had a great time.
I had a pretty great time. And the most fun I ever had losing money was the Batman 66 slot machine. That thing was awesome.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like how they have those themed slot machines.
Yeah. And
that's pretty nice.
On the map, it actually named all of their major slot machines that were for us comic book geeks.
Yeah.
They had a Ghostbusters slot machine, Star Trek slot machine, Linda Carter Wonder Woman slot machine,
yep.
Superman slot machine, which is the first one I played, and it gave me a little money that I kept playing with throughout the weekend. But yeah, it was really cool. But the Batman one, absolutely the coolest. Me, my friend Dave, and our friend Tom Chu, the colorist, all had fun playing that game. And Tom Chu is another. Tom Rainey was there with his wife, and I loved them, and it was great. Dan Perrin was awesome, and then Tom Chu, also awesome. And it was just so great. And my friend Nicole Hellenic from Saratoga Springs, she was there at the con with her work. Always a pleasure. I told her and Tom I'll see them at the Jack King Kirby birthday bash at the Schmaltzy's Brewery in Clifton Park. It's every year on Jack Kirby's birthday, which, by the way, is also my nephew Darian's birthday. So I think that's always super special. Which, by the way, my nephew Darian was born on the day that Power Rangers premiered on Fox.
And on that note, I think it's time to bring an end to this cast.
Good, because I think I said everything I had to say about the show.
Yes. All right. Well, this has been another insightful El Supercast. We'll check you guys out later. Take care.